Hello there, muckers, it's Connor, and you know what? I'm going to talk about the game that I think is the best game of not only 2015, but possibly, I can't even, many years. Since I was a child, I have not had as much fun, had a game pulling my heartstrings as much as this game has, and if you're looking at the title, you can pretty much tell that I'm talking about Undertale. So let me talk about why it's so incredible. If you have not played this game, you're probably looking at the gameplay in the background and thinking, hell, it just looks like an 8-bit game that, you know, I've seen many indie games like that before. You're right, there are a lot of indie games that look like this, that use this art style, but Undertale does it well. Undertale does everything well that a game should. Right, so first off, every character in the game is incredibly interesting, funny, you can relate to them. Even the villains, now there are a couple of villains throughout the entire game. Now, the thing about Undertale is the more you play it, the more things change. So let's say you have a genocide run where it's just pretty much like an ordinary RPG where you kill enemies and level up and stuff. You know, the story will change depending on what you do and who you kill and etc, etc. But the thing that makes Undertale entirely different is that you can go through the game as a pacifist. Just not killing any enemies, not hurting anyone, just being Gandhi pretty much. So that's a massive change. I mean, I remember whenever Metal Gear Solid gave you the option of just sneaking around, knocking guys out, not having to kill them in an age where running across the screen and shooting everybody was pretty much the norm. And Undertale has added, you know, a new possibility to gaming RPGs. You don't have to kill. You can make friends with the enemies. You can find out what's pissing them off, why they're trying to kill you, and relate to them. Like, for instance, there's a guy in the story of the game that he really wants to be a comedian, but to be honest, his jokes suck. His dad says he's a loser, he'll never become a comedian because he just is not funny. But then, what if you're battling him and he tells you a joke and you start laughing? And he starts feeling, you know what, maybe this could happen. I mean, he's really bad, but that's not the point. So the battle ends, he says, thank you, I knew somebody would find my comedy funny, and you move on to the next guy. I am struggling for words right now because there's so much that I want to say in one swoop, but it's impossible because we're human. Right, characters, all of them interesting, cool, funny, relatable. Villains, same thing. The story itself, after you've played it a few times, and you know, after you complete the game, you go back and play it, there's different things, and it changes each time you finish it. But the more you start figuring out what the story's all about, people's pasts, what's going on before you arrived, it's amazing. I mean, I don't want to give any spoilers. I can't give spoilers because that would be a dickish thing to do. It really would, especially for this game. So what I'll say is that you meet a character who's not all what he seems to be, and then he becomes what is pretty much a villain. Yeah, a villain. You wouldn't expect this certain character to become a villain, but he's a villain anyway. But then you start finding out more stuff about this villain, and why he is the way he is, and how he became what he is. And it really does pull on your heartstrings. I mean, I'm a big burly guy, like 6'2", 6'3", whatever. Big, brawny guy, built and all that. Well, not built, I've got a lot of, you know, cushion for the pushing. You know what that I was saying? Not really sure if that's supposed to apply to fellas. I don't even know. But I was remembering my days of playing Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 9 in particular, when you find out about Vivi, the mage. And holy shit, that guy has a sad backstory. And the more you find out about him, the more you care about him. I mean, you care about the little guy to begin with because he's so awesome, he's so cute, he has an awesome design. But none of the characters in Undertale are characters that you can hate. You understand why they're doing what they do. The levels, the combat, well, the combat I've already said, you can either do genocide or pacifist, and the combat's pretty much go through a little menu, pick attack, pick talk or whatever. But you know, the combat's actually quite difficult. The further on you get, it gets more difficult. It's kind of like you're a little dot in a square and you're trying to dodge their attacks that are coming from the corners and stuff. It's rather simple, but the further into the game you get, it gets really difficult. For example, I was watching my girlfriend play it. She was streaming it for me. We played it through a couple of times together. Well, she played it, I watched. And I kept saying to her, you know what, this looks easy. Why are you feeling so much? And she genuinely got annoyed and said, it's not fucking easy. And then I played it, and it's not easy, especially towards the end. There's a character I'm not going to name him, but he's fucking hard. He is really, really difficult, and you're going to have a bad time when you come across him. Well, if you cross him to begin with, don't cross him. That's a bad thing to do. You're going to have a bad time again. But the music as well, the soundtrack is by Toby Fox. He is the creator of the game as well. He done the vast majority of work into this game. The soundtrack is what you're hearing now in the background. It's incredible. I have not heard music this awesome since in recent years. Shovel Knight was really good. Since the Final Fantasy music, Nobuo Uematsu, the composer for all the Final Fantasy music up until, is it 12? I'm not sure if he did 13. I would be ashamed of him if he did do 13 because the music in that is horrible. Nothing is memorable. You know, games like that where the music plays a large part because there's no actual talking. It's all text. You have to read. If you have played this game, you understand why this is the best game in a long, long time. I play a lot of games, and most of the time I'm sitting there with a blank expression on my face. Go to point A, do what you have to do at point A, go to point B, finish point B, go to point C, get a shitty upgrade for whatever you're using, weapons, cards or shit. I don't even know. It's just such a breath of fresh air in this day and age that there is a game like this. I mean, what can I say? What else can I say? You have to check it out to understand how awesome it is. And don't just look at it and say, oh, it's one of those indie games with 8-bit graphics. Just fucking play it. Don't be a fool. Play the thing, right? And then you won't be able to stop playing it, which I discovered. So that's it. I more or less just wanted to ramble on about how Undertale is one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life on this planet. 25 years, and Undertale is one of the best. But apart from that, if you've enjoyed this video, you can thumbs it up, you can dislike it, you can comment, you can not comment, you can subscribe, you can not subscribe. I'm not going to force your hand, but if you don't, you're going to have a bad time. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.